so I got my ingredients chopped. This is maybe approximately, I guess, half a cup of carrot that I have chopped or minced. I just used some fresh carrots, but I've used frozen, canned, anything. And then 3 stalks of celery. You want to use the tops and the stalks and just chop that up. And then about half of a white onion. And I'm going to get my pan hot and get some butter in it, and then toss all this in it just maybe about 10 minutes or so. And then in my pot over here, this is some of my frozen chicken. I mentioned in my last vlog, or cook with me vlog, that I always keep chicken on hand. So I'm gonna say that's probably about 2, maybe 2.5 cups of chicken. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sear this in the pan, and then whenever it's cooked, I'm gonna probably do it 10 minutes. Then I'll go ahead and put it in the pot with the chicken, add this can of milk, 4 chicken bouillon cubes, garlic powder and pepper to taste, and I like to use this Tony's no salt. Everything is too salty to us. And then this squeezed garlic, I'm just going to use probably what's left in here, so maybe about a tablespoon or so. And then put it all in the pot, and then add enough water that it's probably maybe like 2 inches, 3 inches from the top, and then let it simmer. So my celery, onion, and carrot mixture is about as done as I want it to be. I don't want it all the way caramelized or anything, because this is going to go in the middle of that. This is going to go in the chicken and dumpling mixture. So once I have turned my heat off, I just add my garlic to the middle of the pan. And be sure your heat is off, because if you burn your garlic, it's just going to make it very acidic and gross. And then after it's kind of started to sizzle a little bit, I just mix it into the mixture. So I've got my chicken on the stove now, and I have it on approximately medium-ish heat. It doesn't really matter at the start. So what I'm going to do is pour the vegetable mixture over into the chicken mixture, and then I will add the other ingredient. So I got that in there, and then I also added a little bit of water to the pan that the vegetables were searing in, just to get the rest of that flavor out of there. And then add the can of milk. And you can use regular milk, like we use 2% or whole milk or whatever. You can add that. I just kind of wanted to use up one of my cans of canned milk, and then stir it up a little bit. And then this is my 4 chicken bouillon cubes. They look a little different because this one's just a plain chicken one that I had left over, and then these 3 are the chicken with herbs and spices bouillon. It doesn't matter which one you use, they all taste good. And I never measure my seasonings or anything, but I just thought like I would kind of show about how much I would put. But I'm one of those ones that like tastes as I cook. So at the end, I will taste to see if it needs anything else. And then usually I do end up adding a little bit more. And then some garlic powder. I like to use garlic powder and fresh garlic. I feel like they complement each other and they bring out the taste of the fresh garlic. And then the Tony's no salt. So I didn't use that much of that. But like I said, I'm probably going to end up adding more seasoning than this. But because the chicken bouillon is already kind of pre-seasoned, you don't want to overdo it. So, and then I'm going to add some water to it and try not to make a mess. Probably add a little bit more. Okay, that looks about right. So I've got my heat on 4. I'm going to go ahead and just bump it up to medium heat and let it simmer. So once I see that it has started to roll like a boil, I will bump it back down to probably 2 or simmer and just let it cook like this for, I usually do it for about 2 hours. So while that is simmering, I'm just going to go ahead and clean up the kitchen, and then probably maybe 10 minutes before serving, I will get started on cutting up the dumplings or the pie crust to use for dumplings, and then go ahead and throw it in the pot. So while I'm cutting up the pie crust, I turn my burner back up from low simmer to medium heat, because you want this to be at high heat, not boiling, but just kind of starting to roll. That way when you drop the pie crust or the dumplings in, they cook instantly.